Hello there, and welcome back to War Thunder. So now it is 3 o'clock in the morning, and I still feel like making a video. And I just dropped an artillery strike in the CIS-12 94 km, which is a very nice looking and performing potato delivering milk truck. So in the first scene, I just wanted to show you how I get to the Pe-8. And the artillery strike finds its target actually in just a moment, and there you can see how many enemy R3 T-20s get actually marked on the map. One gets actually destroyed, first strike. Yeah, there is just not one but several, so I am looking for a defensive location, denying the enemy team actually the early capturing of this point. So this is not just me gaining spawn points or trying to, but also helping out my team. First customer of the day is this little fun thing, where I got one of the best games ever on this very map with this said vehicle in the Beretta 501, but here I denied him any sort of early game advantage. Then an R3 comes around and I was pretty lucky there, but another one comes in, and at this point they just spam me with vehicles, so it's oof. A lot of enemy tanks were there. So now I can spawn the Pe-8 with the FAB-5000, and this is, as far as I know, the heaviest piece of ordnance in the game so far. It's a ton that literally weighs 5,000 kilograms, and it has a TNT filler of 3.3 tons. So that means a maximum armor penetration from only the high explosive blast of 35 centimeters of raw steel, and it does this in a radius of 105 meters, and up to 370 meters you actually can spot enemy tanks, and if you're lucky you also can blast an enemy plane out of the air. So this is part number one, how I do it, what I use for it. And yeah, here the problem is, or the task, the challenge is to not team kill my entire team. So that is a pretty delicate operation if you really want to use this thing. As I showed in the intro clip, it can happen. It happens to all of us if we try to make this meme thing work, you know, and we actually get 2 tanks. Another very dangerous Beretta 501, and then also a premium German KV-1. So the next scene is here, this thing alone. So that CIS-12 94 km, and I think I love it. I love it. I always love mobile SPA. I think the R3 T20 is absolutely crazy. It's too brain dead due to the gun handling and the speed, etc. But this one, you know, it has some certain limitations, but it still can chew through the side of enemy tanks like there is no tomorrow. And yeah, this Panzer IV is done as well. Initially I wanted to aim for the driver, but hey, no problem, comrade. And then I also spotted those 2 tanks. I could have opened fire earlier, but I was hesitating because my actual task was to get into the Pe-8. But here I was just simply carried away, and the enemies just aligned themselves nicely, so I couldn't really resist farming them left, right and center. And also the gun handling of an SPA on the move, even at this battle rating, is good. And as one of my favorite philosophists of War Thunder said, no armor is best armor, and mobility beats it all, is my little addition to this. And there we have also a Dicker Max, and to actually kill this guy, no problem, comrade. Well, I waste here a little bit of ammunition, but at the end I get the kill, and that's all that matters, right? So the next scene is then a little bit of a kill compilation in the Pe-8, and not every match it worked, but it worked pretty well actually if you go for it. And I was inspired here by Oddboss. Oddboss is a Twitch streamer, and he's pretty entertaining. I love this guy, I love to watch him. So yeah, I can recommend you to go on Twitch and to just look for Oddboss. If I don't forget it, I'll post a link in the video description down below. And he had a clip where he destroyed 13 enemy tanks with one P-8 bomb. So sadly I wasn't that good with this drop, but still a solid 3 tank kills, and I deliberately aim for them. So to get the bomb to where a lot of enemy tanks are clustered together is not always easy, and you cannot really plan it. You can hope for the enemies clustering together, and there are certain situations where your team has won but a lot of enemies are still alive and are in their spawn zone, but it's also an aerial denial weapon. Like here, a lot of spawn, a lot of campers behind the rocks in cover, and it's a pretty damn hard thing for my team to get there and to smoke them out. So a FAB-5000 is all that it takes, and those were 3 difficult tanks to smoke out, so just to secure A. And I can do this over and over again. In many matches I could do this multiple times. Here on the jungle map, one of the issues is the quick ticket bleed, so you need to rely on the enemy team to not suck that much so that they actually capture the point as well to stop the ticket bleed, so you actually have enough time to land and to kill them multiple times, to have multiple bomb rounds in one match, and that is great. So I think that also the defensive armament of the Pe-8, if used correctly, is pretty deadly, but I think that the plane is in some cases pretty fragile. Not so much for here any sort of SPA, or even SPA as well, but it's not that dangerous compared to a plane. So we drop here a 5-ton nuke into the jungle, more or less into the direction of the SPA because he annoys me, and good night sweetheart. And 3 kills. I love it. So this is practically the phase where I think that the patch drops today, or if not today, then in the ongoing week, hopefully. And I hope that this little piece of compilation can entertain you. I certainly really got the taste for it, and it's just so beautiful to see this nuke, the mushroom cloud rising, and to get 4 kills, to allow your team to capture the point, etc, etc. There is something really satisfying about it. I myself despise CAS as being so powerful, and this is just me not giving a damn about any sort of balance, any sort about reasonability, etc, etc. I just wanna nuke the enemy, and I think I'm doing a pretty good job at it. 5 kills, just like that, and sadly 1 team kill was in there, but to trade 5 for 1 around the capture point, I think that is an okayish trade. You always should avoid team killing, if possible, of course, but sometimes you have to sacrifice that one guy in order to just blab a huge fraction of the enemy team, or if all lost is hope, then just annihilate them from their favorite sniping positions. So the Pe-8, is it a thing that should be? Well, you know, we all love big bombs. We all want to see the Grand Slam, the Tall Boy, etc. The earthquake bombs, basically, from the British as well. And I have to ask myself, why does the Pe-8 have it, but the British don't have it? I mean, yeah, they have some planes with 2 4,000 pounders, which are also pretty good. They are fractionally better than the Satans from the Germans, the 1,800 kilogram ones. But look at this drop. Oh, boom, there it lands. 6 kills. Could have been probably 7 if I aimed slightly better. And then just a few moments later, after returning to base, the second drop in the same game. But now what I want to show you is again one of the very first attempts, one of the very first tries to do it overall. And I want to edit the entire battle. So again, I am in the CIS 12 94 km, and I'm doing something really stupid and silly. I just go right to the enemy lines. There is just pure aggression involved here. that doesn't have any sort of beauty to it. It's just brutal, efficient, and is not designed to let the enemy have any sort of chance. But this is very risky. I just want to acquire all the necessary spawn points. I still think that it is way too easy and you can abuse the system. The spawn point system by itself is absolutely stupid, but nevertheless we have to deal with what we have at hand. And again, my favorite customer of the day, Pe-8 Yeah, took a little bit too much ammunition, but at the longer ranges the accuracy isn't the greatest. So here I get taken out by an R3T20, probably the same guy, and he went for the revenge kill. Now let's talk about revenge killing here. I think the biggest problem that I have with CAS is you outplay the guy, you kill him, and for some bizarre reason he has enough spawn points to just jump into a plane, a fighter, and especially the suicide planes that just have no interest in surviving. They just dive on you with a 500 kilogram or 1-ton bomb, and they get you as a kill, and that's deeply frustrating. Most of the time I just leave after this because I can't take this. So when I play the Pe-8, I know what I'm doing to the enemy team, and I think that it's overkill. It's absolute overkill, but at the same time I haven't done this excessively in since tanks are out, since combined forces are a thing, so you have to forgive me. And this battle that I'm showing you here, well, watch for yourself. Again, there is this one guy. I tried to drop the bomb here. I don't know exactly where all the enemies are. I just know that they are in C. I want to deny them that cap. I want to just kill as many as possible. There is the bomb, come on. And again, I sacrifice here probably one of my teammates. Yep, but overall, those were 6 kills. And sadly, they could capture the point. But now, it's free to take, okay? So, now I'm returning quickly to base. And I'm pretty used to the handling of heavy bombers. But the Pe-8 is also pretty nimble. It's pretty agile for a heavy bomber of this size, and if you really know how to use the flaps and well, the landing gear efficiently to break speed, then also at the very end you can land pretty quickly. And the nice thing is that you actually get an air spawn. So that you get those huge drops, that is something where many factors have to come together. First of all, you need to do it practically early game, so that there are still a lot of enemies on the ground, that there are still a lot of enemy players in the match overall, that there are not that many planes, like the Heinkel 219 can ruin your day pretty quickly, and there are a lot of simple tricks and well, let's put it that way, advanced skills. But here the SBA annoyed me a little bit. Good night, sweetheart. So again, after a 6-kill bomb drop, now it's a 3-kill bomb drop, and that already puts me at quite a good killing streak. I always fly low rather, and try to be as fast as possible, not to loiter around in the area for too long, and so that I can as good as possible avoid fighters and just drop the bomb where it needs. So if the enemy is about to capture a point, if the enemy team is just pressuring on one flank harder than the other, if they're about to overrun a certain position, you just can tip the balance of the entire battle. I have also observed that I lost a considerable amount of battles, and I believe I would have won more if I would stayed on the ground, but I would have gotten less kills because it's all about the capture points. And that is something that, I don't know. At the end of the day, I come to the verdict that planes are indeed just ruining your day. Yeah, and if it's just only a Flak 37 or 36, whatever. And a bonus kill on an aircraft, because why not? So the next thing is that the Pe-8 is a tech tree plane, right? And still, I could make quite a bit of money. So not just is it pretty derpy and pretty funny, but you also make for a free-to-play player a considerable amount of money. So with premium, it was not too often, but it was still a thing that I got 80,000 Civilians. So for a free-to-play player, that's like 50k. And if you take also into account all the awards, like Heavy Metal Hero, etc. And here, this is now my 4th launch. This is now the 4th time that I'm starting with this bomber. You could argue that the 4 1-ton bombs also have their point. But here, for example, I see this Panzer IV sniping from the hill. Yeah, Russian counter-sniping with 5-ton bomb is a thing. And that is the last kill of this match. Boom. Good stuff. And that was, well, 14 kills overall, including 1 plane. And despite this, I lost the match. But still, that was something different. I think that the Pe-8 is the king of nuking. But I think that for me personally, the Ju-288 is a bit more reliable. I'm really looking forward to what we'll see in the future. Nevertheless, I hope that you enjoyed this video. And let me know in the comment section what your favorite derping or trolling tactic is. Let me know what your biggest strike with the Pe-8 was. For me, it was 2x6. That's the best that I could do. Again, it depends how the enemies are just lining up. If the enemies, if it's actually a big match, etc. That's all something that you cannot really influence. Nevertheless, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a like with it, subscribe if you want to see more, and we'll see each other in the skies, on the waves, and on the battlefields of War Thunder.